I mean, the number of idiotic diplomatic missteps by this White House, diplomatic and domestic political missteps, speaking of this nonsense in Texas, while they are trying to get a Ukraine aid package through Congress through a border security compromise. This administration is one, just hands down, right? I don't like Republicans. I don't like Democrats. I don't like any American political flavor. But this administration is hands down, they're worse, they're more idiotic than Donald Trump's administration was. And the best thing I can say about Donald Trump's administration was it was a chaos bomb. That's the best thing I can say about it, is a chaos bomb.
Well, there was no foreign policy to be spoken of.
I mean, there is no thought, there is no foreign policy. He went in saying he's going to improve relations with Russia, and then he brought in John Bolton and Pompeo and ended up with the worst relations with Russia up until that point, right? So how many rounds of sanctions, all this nonsense. Trump is only useful. I mean, sorry, those of you who are Trump supporters in the U.S., I know you're out there. You follow me sometimes on Twitter, right? I'm glad you do, and you're hearing some sense. But Trump is not going to save the U.S. He's not going to save the world. He's not a friend of Russia. He's a chaos bomb. And the problem with a chaos bomb is you never know exactly, as long as most of the blast goes off in the U.S., that's great. But you never know exactly where some of that blast is going to go. That's why I don't. Lavrov said it outright. If Trump wins the White House, nothing is going to be any different, right? It's not going to change, right? Because the U.S. president doesn't control U.S. foreign policy. He doesn't. And Trump proved that, right? I mean, the neocons were brought in to run his foreign policy for him, and whatever leverage they had over him, or whether he just, follows whatever the person who spoke to him 15 minutes ago said, it's kind of moot at a certain point.